Hey, this is Danny Sunshine. In today's video, I'm going to show you the exact process that I use in terms of planning the content that I create for the school leadership series. And even if you don't create content or you're not a part of the school leadership team, I think you'll get value from this video because it just gives you a sense of a process, right? A process that can be reproduced in order to get all those creative ideas out of your head and out to people that you serve. Enjoy. Check it out, UPS, they just delivered a copy of my book to my mom. So that was cool. All right, so here we are, and we're talking about how to plan your content. This is the method that I use creating content for one of my podcasts, which is called the School Leadership Series. So I hope you find this valuable and helpful. First of all, what's your inspiration, right? So the School Leadership Series is daily, Monday through Friday. It's on iTunes, it's on Amazon, Alexa, or Echo devices. And I pull inspiration from a variety of places: work, family, books I'm reading, articles I'm reading, quotes I'm reading, podcasts, videos, all sorts of places, right? Even just life, observations that you may make, or maybe you're having a challenging workout and you learn something about grit and perseverance. So think about all the different places you can pull from. Maybe you're writing a book, right? A book just came out for me, the Better Leaders, Better Schools Roadmap. Maybe you have a blog, maybe you have a podcast yourself. So all these places can definitely be an inspiration and where you pull from, right? And then where you're going to keep your content ideas. So it just depends on your style. I keep it in Evernote, and I'm going to show you that in just a minute how I do it. But maybe you're a more pen to paper type of person, so you're going to keep a notebook, or maybe you're a Google Docs or somewhere else on a document in your computer. So just consider where you're going to keep your content. Again, I use Evernote. I'm going to show you that in just a sec. And I do want to say this. So this is how I plan my content. This is not how I create it, right? The actual creating the content doc and then handing that off to my audio team. I'm gonna make a separate video for that. But what I want to show you here is just a way to brainstorm ideas, and so that'll be a later video in how we're gonna use Google Docs to create our show notes, our templates, and then hand them off to the team. I talked about Google Docs there for a second in show notes because after you create your content, I want you to make sure you add a title. So you see here, right? I have all the dates in the leftmost column, all the episode numbers, the title of the episode, and then the link to the show note. So all that information is important for me because I have a automated system where I connect Zapier to Google Spreadsheet. That connects to Trello. I'm not going to show you the back end of that in this video, but my audio production team for the podcast gets all this information: release date, episode number, title, and a link to the show note. I also have a column for did I write the content, because that's one part of creating it. And then I remind myself too, I need to record that content. So as you can see here, I'm recording. Today is September 24th. So I'm in a good place. I still have more content that's ready for the School Leadership Series, but I do have to record it. So that's something important for me to note. And then finally, when you deliver the show notes and the raw media files, my ask is that happens at least 2 weeks minimum before the release date. That's so I can make sure that I hand it off to my team. And we produce a number of shows, not just Better Leaders, Better Schools and the School Leadership Series. We produce quite a few. And the only way to manage all those shows and to release them at an appropriate time is to make sure that we work ahead. So if you're going to be a part of the School Leadership Series team, you have to commit to handing over all the content. So the show notes and the raw media files, which means they're unedited, we'll clean them up, we'll make them sound great. You don't have to do any of that work 2 weeks ahead of production. Or release, I should say. So that's the gist. Let me show you quickly how I do it. And so one of the things I want to show you here is just the Evernote note that I use. Could have sworn that was up. So let me pull it here. And what you can see is that I pull quotes or ideas from the mastermind, my coaching group, the leadership community I run, right? I help school leaders fight isolation, frustration via a leadership community, the mastermind, in order to gain clarity and find solutions to their greatest challenges. So I pull the hot seat or quotes or things I hear that I think other educators will be inspired or empowered by. So that's one area where I pull from. There's some Voxes, right? So we have private channels for the mastermind where I leave notes to myself. So I'll just drop a link in there too. And then I turn it into a fuller show, but these are just real quick notes. This teacher's shaved head story comes from The Power of Moments. And it's a really powerful story. So educators need to hear it. And it has to do with building community. And so I know what I'm going to tell here. I don't need to unpack the story for you watching this video, but you can see. So here's another Vox from my friend Chris Jones, and that's something I'm going to turn into a episode. Personalized PD, so things I've been involved in. Here you see again more Vox, and this is also more hot seat stuff. I just want to quickly go. I take pictures from the books I'm reading too. So you see this is a big book. This is by Tim Ferriss. This is from the book Tribe of Mentors. And so you can see I just took screenshots or just took a picture of what I was reading, underlined some stuff. I'm going to turn that into an episode. So you could take pictures too, as you see that I have. And let's see, is there anything else? Yeah, my one-on-one coaching, that kind of thing. So those are a variety of places that I pull content from. From there, I create the actual show note template. That's a different video. I record it. But then just going back to the team spreadsheet that we'll use, we'll have our dates, episode numbers again, the title, we'll have the link to the show note in Google Drive, and then we'll have to click, is it written and is it recorded? So that's really the process. Hopefully you find this helpful. Again, if you got any value from this, right, how I plan content for the podcast, you could take this idea of a process and apply it to anything creative you do. The power of a process is that it's reproducible. So it's a lot of work doing it for the first time, setting up the system, the process, but then once it's done, you hand that off to your team, or if it's you doing the work, it could be easily reproduced pretty quick and you get great results. So if you got value, will you do a couple of things for me? 1, like the video. 2, share it on social media. Wherever you're watching this, click follow or subscribe, and then answer today's question of the day, which is, what is one activity you do over and over and over that would benefit from turning into a process? It's Danny Sunshine. Thanks for watching. Bye-bye for now.